Folks, hello and welcome back to the Dolecast episode. I believe it's 131 by this stage. Who knows? Today I am chatting to Ronan 𝐒𝐿 and returning scumbag John Devlin to the podcast. We're talking about all things. We're talking about stag do's, talking about Protestant and Catholic isms, stand-up chatter as per usual. And we're going to be getting into the meat of something, which is good. But folks, before we get into that, let's plug a few gigs, shall we? The B Team on the 27th of June in the Limelight Belfast. That's going to be a super duper duper gig. So go over that. That's one of those special gigs that you go, that's really special. So please go and buy tickets for that and enjoy this episode of the podcast with John and Ronan. I think you were one of the first guys to speak to me at my first ever gig.
Yes, I remember it well.
Both of you actually,
yeah.
Because I remember turning up absolutely like sweating my trunks, like
mate, it's bad.
And I got back into my car, not to go home, but I was being like, this is grim because it was there pretty much like 4 o'clock. It was back in the days when like Madden just sign up with
dark.
And like, especially if you're coming from like Niagara, how would you have done that? Like literally,
I felt really. It's really hard to explain. It used to be kind of fun. You know, you drive down there. I'd get to the bus, from work, or whatever, head up, and then I would be sitting outside Madden's for like 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like, because I wanted to be first. Yeah, dude, it was grand. But then other people would show up. That's how you kind of like got to know the comedians back in the day. You know what I mean? But with the new system, I mean, I guess it's grand. You know what I mean? It's grand.
But yeah, you guys know. I remember you texted me, being like, "You coming out?" And I was like, "Yeah,
yeah, that's right." Yeah.
And then you arrived probably shortly after, and I was like, "This guy looks cool."
You're too good looking for comedy.
Way
too good looking for comedy.
Yeah,
you're touching on it. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
You're just on the.
No, that's a digger or what that is.
A bit of both. You're on the.
You're good, man. You'll succeed.
I tick every box.
You're born to be a comedian.
That's all I've got.
Face for radio, face for podcast. So I love we can keep the beef going of just
definitely. I know. So
you said after the roast we did that we'll just
keep it going.
Just keep it going. We slide days because I can't wait because there was something. I think I was. One night I was MCing Madden's. I think, were you on? I can't remember. But I would love. I think I did.
You got me one night.
This guy's not very funny. Or something. just bear with me. But I was mad because it turned up and I remember you being you were very welcome. I remember you being like, here, come on, we'll get a drink or whatever. And I was like, I remember I was white as a ghost. It was grim. So you started. I think you started 4 months before me, you were saying, or something? Or maybe it was more.
Could well be. You kind of just lose all track of time.
I started February. When did you start?
April,
so maybe 2. I think you mean you also started around the same time. The week after, maybe you were there.
Yeah.
Madness. Look at us all now, all adults.
How'd your first gig go?
Really well. I think I peaked.
Peaked too early. I'm telling you, the best material I've ever written was at my 3rd gig, and then I'm still I'm writing jokes. I'm like, I have never quite.
Have you had that one? Have any of you had that one gig yet? Where you're like, I'll actually never beat that. That was the king. That was the best I'm ever going to be. There's nothing going to.
I had 2 great gigs back to back, but the first one was better than the second, and I was like, and the second one was still really good, but I was a bit and then the next one after that was death's door.
That always happens.
You get humbled real quick.
Oh, bro.
I had a real rough one there on my Wednesday at that gong show, and I just survived it. I mean, literally at the 4.5 minute mark, somebody put the card up, and I was like, this is it, I'm going. You know what I mean? And then I just made it to the end. I got 1 laugh out of the half of it. It wasn't about it's weird. Comedy's weird. You know what I mean? Because there's nights you're doing well, but there's no audience reception. You know what I mean? You could have the best gig of your life, but people just sometimes don't want to laugh. And then there is nights where you do absolutely dog water. You know what I mean? That's part of the process.
Speak for yourself, man. But I don't know.
after my first 2,
I'll judge you when I've seen you do well.
Do I get into it? No,
I know. Save it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Still got the Dolecast live. Am I right? Let's go.
2 right now. There's a flyer somewhere, but
I think we should just redo the roast. I'll not even do a bit. You just
same material.
Part 2.
Yes, that's what we do. What were you saying there? It was after the first 2?
Sorry, you're right. So after my first 2, first one went well, second one went well, and got a bit too cocky. I didn't write a couple of wee
I did the exact same thing.
Didn't right in the back of the hand as a bit of a safety net, and then it was my first gig in the PAV, and got up and just completely mind blanked, and then obviously had nothing to fall back on because I only had wrote like 4 or 5 things tops, and it was a quick
What's the
getaway.
shortest you've done so far?
Okay, what I think I did like 2.5 minutes when I was booked for 5. Like I think it was meant to do 5 or 7 at Madden's. It was one of my third gigs, and I got the footage back. I was like, that's class, and it was like 2.5 minutes long.
I done a 1.5 minute once. For
a 5?
Third gig I ever did.
1.5 minutes.
Yeah, that's almost like parallel.
I'm John Devlin.
No, literally, I went on, and it was the dumbest. Like, so you probably had this now. Do you ever like you're maybe really early in the game, and you're like, I can actually write anything that's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
And like you're like, I can remember it all as well. I'm actually deadly. You know what I mean? And I went in and I wrote this joke about, it was a stupid, like I read it back recently. I was like, I actually ripped it out. I was like, I'm never been like, it's cursed.
Threw it in the bin like Spider-Man, giving up his costume.
But even go. But I had this one bit where it was like, I was talking about Jesus being a carpenter, and the only thing I can really remember from it now was saying like, you know, how could you trust somebody that their only qualification was saying it's the Son of God and they have a BTEC in construction? You know, like that was the whole bit.
Yeah.
And it's stupid, like that was the whole bit.
Yeah.
And I got to that bit. No, I did the first bit. I got to the second bit, and I was like, Jesus is from Nazareth. Or no, Jesus was born in Nazareth. And my brain went, no, he wasn't. Gone.
Oh, he just went.
Gone. Blanked. Gone. Completely gone. And I remember just standing there being like, and it was Jazz. Jazz was emceeing that night, and I was like, all right, that's me, guys. And she had a run.
Hi guys, I'm John Devlin. So Jesus was born in Nazareth. I think that's all I've got time for.
Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff.
That's mad.
That was brutal.
Because I remember, it was but it's little things that it's because you've written the joke, and you go, if I get one thing about it wrong, you in your head just go, oh, I've messed it up, and then you're just like,
because now it's different. Now, like, you know for a fact, like there's loads of times now where I've jumped a bit, or I've skipped a bit, or I've forgotten a bit, and you mess with it. You know what I mean? You go like, right, okay, I'm gonna go now, and you know, like I'll take the piss out of the audience, or I'll do something like that, or just, you know, we'll fix it, and then I'll get back to it. But like back then, though, that first run, like you're so rehearsed, and you're sort of like, I need to know everything that I'm gonna say. That
you still like wrote like just walk up and down as much?
Pacing? No, I don't do the pacing.
I remember, mate. Do you remember him? Like early days. I remember like one of the first times I saw you, Maddens. You and hey man, just give me a couple minutes here, and then he he pretty much put Cerebro in his head. And he just locked in. He's just walking up and down the footpath, just
it's like Oppenheimer in the corner.
Casting spells. I just do it. And then like it was a couple of weeks later, you went into one of the booths in Maddens, and someone was like, "Oh, is he all right?" I was like, "Yeah, he's
doing my thing, man.
She's getting ready."
Like. No, I'm chill now, I think. But yeah, back then, man, it was brutal. It was like, because I had that one gig was thing messed me up. I don't know, just
chill out now.
Heckler sort of.
They know you're in here.
But no,
somewhere.
First gig, like the third gig really messed me up because I thought I can never ever forget that again. Like and I didn't know there was a way to kind of work around when you forget stuff. I figured that out about 7 months into, you know. Yeah. But like the process was so like, I at that point I was like, I'll never ever put myself in that position again. So from then on, like when I was going from that start of that day to the end of that day, the only thing I was thinking about was going over that set over and over again. And then when the anxiety builds in, you're like, oh god, because you don't know you're funny at the start. You don't really know. You know you can make people laugh, but you don't know you're funny. Still don't know that I am. Yeah. But you know you can.
I still don't know you are.
But you can build. You can build. Sorry. That was for you.
Yeah. That's me at 1 a.m. editing this going.
That one out, sick. Cut that one out, you pansy. No, I forgot what I was saying there.
Good, I'm glad.
Glad. Anyway, back to the point. Go back to you. Sorry, because that's all you want to talk about.
So I love this. I remember your first gig I did, and you got up, and you're like some guy you hadn't seen in like 5 years was in the audience. You're like, I thought you were dead.
Yeah. I mean that was, and I'd never done crowd work either. Yeah. So like you're saying, you memorize everything, because like after my third gig, then I was like, right, I need to have things set out, and I need to have a certain rhythm. I need to know exactly what I'm saying, and then I just turn around after like 3, not even like 30 seconds, and then he's just sitting there, a guy I went to school with, smiling at me like, All right, Ronan. It's just like such a small room. You can't not address it. But I think I dealt with it okay. And then
was that the one you forgot? You forgot you were going for a wee bit of it. You know what I mean? Like it kind of threw through.
You started giving off at the guy.
It's your fault.
I just started abusing him. I was like shutting up. I'm just like, why are you here? Why are you here? And then he got up and walked out halfway through, and I was just like, right, thanks for that. That's very helpful.
I MC'd Madden. No, I wasn't even MCing the Maddens. I was just on, and I think I've told this before, but there was like 2 old guys in the front row. I posted a clip of it, and I was asking him like what his wife was called, and he was like Linda, and I was like, oh, that's great and all, and blah, 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 like ripping the backside. I think his wife was dead, but he didn't want to say that.
Mate, that was a brutal night for all of us.
I remember that night as well.
It still got laughs.
That was a Linda.
That was a Linda. And it was grand, and it got me a clip. But I was like,
they were American.
Yeah, that was a night you did. So you do jokes about 9/11, and there was
in front of the
6
audience.
Americans in the front row.
Yeah, it was bad.
They got up and walked out.
Did they?
They did. It was wild bad. Hey.
Yeah,
too soon. Get
over it. Too soon. Too soon. No, I don't mean that. Yeah. But I know that night was mental. Like I literally, I was doing a bit of my granny falling in 9/11. True story, by the way. But my granny fell in 9/11. The entire first 6 audience were all like hardline Americans. Literally. Have you ever had anti-crack? Like it was like they weren't
just draining it.
I know, like they were just sitting there the whole time. Like I was like, what do you want me to do? Like I can't stop it now. I have to keep going. You know what I mean? And then I tried to like look them in the eyes to kind of be like, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be over soon. You know? And they're just no.
Oh, nightmare.
Yeah, it was brutal. I hated it.
Grim.
Hated it.
I hate stand-up. Like
sure, it's character building.
It is. It is. Mind you, I've never had an angry McDonald's in my life driving home. Like, near the start, you're driving. Do you get the after gig?
The post gig McDonald's
munchies,
and the drive home. It's
I did Newton Ards, and it was the first time I was doing like 12 minutes, and did 12 minutes or something, and I had done the time, but it was tough. Like you were there, it was tough. Like, and this is bad order. That was tough, and I don't know, it was weird vibes that whole night. I'll tell you about it after. And I finished. I was like, bro, we need to get McDonald's right now. You're sitting just the most depressive cheeseburger your entire life. You're just like, that sucked. Like, but you're getting hits this year.
Stag do is next week.
Oh, so wait, right, okay.
Right, fellas, bro. Give us the real stuff.
A and B.
You know what I mean? Let's go.
Where's the invites? That's A. B. What are you doing? Where he's going?
Right, no, let's go back to the bit about the invites.
Yeah. Back in my home.
You made him into the humble abode. I've been your best comedy friend since the start.
You know what? Fair point. Fair point.
Where are you going? Like,
be mad if he was like, you're coming, like 2 tickets.
Who's more important to you right now, me or your dad?
I mean,
who's going to get you further?
So we're going to Madrid. Okay. My brother is organising it.
Yeah.
And so's my cousin. So I've no idea what we're doing. And my dad and her dad is going on it as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Still want to go? Definitely. The comedy in that would be beautiful.
It's like, because inevitably, like, I think you've like a close knit a bunch of mates going that are like, you know,
you don't have to name names, but any of them proper headers.
Or any of them, like, what's the word? Like, loose cannons. Yeah.
Incredible Hulks. Yeah. You know, a few drinks in them and they're doing
I think there's a couple that when the drink's in, I think it might go a bit like, sideways.
Yeah, you're like, so, retired to the room.
Both, not to go back to the content, are you both the same, you know, religion or?
Sorry. Love that. You absolutely
I think it was like that. Me and my dad.
Well, same question. I guess.
Yes, same religion.
Both use the same religion.
Same
okay,
religion.
Fair enough. I have to deal with that. I have to deal with the whole Catholic Protestant thing.
Are you Catholic?
No, not mentioning it. Why to spoil the surprise?
Yes, you don't. Yes.
No, I'm only joking. Yeah. I was raised Catholic. You know what I mean?
Your girlfriend's Protestant?
Girlfriend's Protestant.
You're very good.
I learned the sash on guitar.
Ulster says no. What?
Do you have a guitar? I can play the sash on guitar.
Can you?
Mm-hmm. Do you have one?
No, not. Yeah, man. Just grab one.
No, I learned it as a joke one time and realized I'm actually really good at it.
At the sash.
So I'm thinking I'm going to
start at your
comedy
career. Yeah, your music career.
That was it. Start ever.
Imagine you doing a cover of the sash.
That's why I never play up. You know what I mean? If only it did.
I was trying to think of a pun for the sash my father wore, but you know, it doesn't matter. Forget about it.
But
it's worse that I said that out loud. You know?
Okay, it's okay. Some things you should keep in though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most things you should say.
What is the worst thing on this stag you can imagine is going to happen to you? Because you just hear stories of like mental stuff happening, and you're like, this isn't funny anymore.
I know there's an outfit for the airport. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But my brother and my cousin were looking at a canine attack experience.
That would be a dog, like a dog.
Like,
awesome.
Well, for
sets you up for the rest of your marriage, like I suppose.
But. So like we looked up YouTube videos of it, and you basically wear like a padded suit and like
everybody
a helmet.
Everybody but your father-in-law will get one.
And everyone just watches while this like complete rabid dog just like hounds you down and like starts
terrifying them.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's in Madrid.
I think that's one of them like standard stag activities. It's like universal, universal canine.
I'm more thinking, are the boys in Madrid? Are we testing these suits? Like, you know, like
and there's
come
like
on.
drinks. You know what I mean? Getting attacked by dogs.
No, my luck, I'll like get my face ripped off or something like that.
I'll come
to
the throat.
Yeah,
cool story though if you live.
Best. What would the ideal outfit? I'm going like a maid.
Raw outfit. Straight in balaclavas.
Oh, that's good. You might not get to the airport. To be honest. That could be rough
It'd be a
enough.
challenge, but I'd say you could pull it off. You know what I mean? Tom Hardy did it recently. See that?
Wore a balaclava to the airport?
Yeah.
You didn't want to be recognised?
Aye, but it was like the kneecap balaclava. You know what I mean? Like,
Did he?
Yeah. Go to check it out. Having a dog. Yeah. Just walking through the street, like it's where he lives. You know, down the street, and then the police were called because they were like,
I mean, like that's like
that's double the surprise.
Wear a hat. Yeah,
that's double the surprise. Imagine like both you think that they're Aston Street, but you also find out that Tom Hardy's in the rap.
He's got he's doing the Bane voice. I was raised in the West. But once she's on board,
I was until I set up the raw.
You think the UVF is your ally? I was never in the League of Shadows.
Starting to sound very like Yoda.
Yeah, it's going more.
We're not hard enough.
We're not Tom Hardy enough. I think if I was planning if we were planning your style,
okay.
Where would we?
The Ronan 𝐒𝐿 experience.
Yes.
Where are we taking him firstly?
Doesn't sound good. Let me see. Okay, so we're still leaving the country.
Yeah, of course.
But you're blindfolded, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't know where you're going,
right?
Yeah.
And you've headphones on, so you don't know. You can't hear the gate or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Now, might be an issue for security. I'm thinking, but apart from that, well, you know.
Blind
famous TikToker sorts it out. Like
I know people.
Internet sensations. So
we'll take it jealousy there.
And then up 2,000 followers. Right, where are we gonna take him?
Right, I'm thinking Eastern Europe, just straight off the bat, because he's not gonna get on anywhere else.
Yeah,
you know, like we love you, Ronan, but you're really white.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and that's good. You know, for Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
I think somewhere that. What would be your preferred drink?
Quite like a spiced rum. Okay. Spiced rum and Coke.
Okay. Vodka it is then. We're going I think Krakow, Poland.
Okay.
You know,
good spot.
One of Dolecast alumni was recently in Poland.
Right.
I don't want to get too far in this because I know he's mentally scarred. Adam Byrne.
Oh,
he had a bad time of it. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
He lost his phone in Poland. Got it back. Some guy found it, texted him, was like, "Have your phone if you want it."
That guy
shipped it over.
Aye.
And I think Adam bought him a football jersey to say thank you. But yeah, we'll go Krakow, Poland.
Yeah.
Then what are we doing when we get there?
Outfish.
That's what I was thinking. That appeared in my head.
Yeah. Nice. But Rudolph and Outfish.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I was gonna say, do we get the train down? Yeah, we'll have a few prees.
Yeah,
head down,
a few spritzers,
and just say, lads, this is a metaphor for how bad things could be, but we're here to celebrate Ronan Stag.
Yeah,
so let's rock.
Let's rock it in.
Leave Auschwitz. Auschwitz has a bar. Well, then never mind. Maybe we stay for
We can stay in the cabins.
Oh, does it? Oh, right. Okay. No, because I know right outside it, there's like a nice wee village and stuff. So I was like, oh, maybe they were like, here, do you know what? Money making opportunity. Boys have a
Staying
few-
out Switch. Airbnb.
Guinness is no good. Auschwitz, like,
Doesn't travel well. Like.
it's Guinness, but it's no Madden's like. You know?
I've been out Switch to be fair, and it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said that so surprisingly. Like I don't have any culture or anything.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd be.
I do. I'm full of culture. You know what I mean?
I didn't think you'd be a man for visiting the
Visiting what?
concentration camps.
No, I'm a man of history.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I love history. I love.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't.
What was it like, genuinely?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's sad.
I would imagine so. Yeah,
but like sad in a different way, like haunted. You know, it feels like horrible.
It's a fine line. It's a fine line
No.
between.
I know where you're going.
It's a fine line between feeling like a bit of a set. Like it doesn't feel real
like
when
it
you're
was
walking.
used.
around.
Yeah,
It feels
yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit
yeah,
like
I know what you mean.
There's a weird bit of it, like a bit that really threw me through a loop, and it was like there's the gas room stuff is destroyed outside, right?
Yeah.
But there's another one that was inside the camp or whatever, and on the walls there was like scratch marks, all up the walls. It was like a big 2-story sort of up the walls, but it got me thinking though, like who got to the top? Do you know what I mean? Like, who's the guy that like? The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah.
Got out of the pit.
This is horrible. And it's going to get all cancelled and stuff. But like, I really, really wanted, and not even in a jokey way. Like,
but like, I know what you mean.
Like, how many bodies in the bottom would that person have had to climb up to the top to get? But I'm talking like those were deep scratches. You know what I mean? I'll try and show you a photo of it. I take a photo of it. But like, it's mad to think like that's where it got to. You know what I mean? Like that's.
And we're visiting it
years later on a stag.
Ronan's wearing a maid costume. On the stag. So what is there to do? So we get out
there's the mines. We could lose them in the mines. Play hide and seek. And there's a massive mine system underneath the ground that like
that must have a bar, surely.
But it actually do you know what's more mental about it? It has a Catholic church in it. No, for real. Check it out. St. John. I think it's St. John Paul's Catholic Church. Okay. Underground. It's like a dwarf. It's like a not like dwarves, but like it's like like.
What's that mountain called in the Hobbit? The one
Erebor.
No, the Erebor.
It's
literally
the Catholic version of Erebor, except it's got and it's beautiful.
Big dragon and then guarding all their gold.
Big massive Pope John Paul. With wings. But it's mental.
Did you like the walls?
The walls, define.
So I take it these are the salt mines.
Yes.
Do you not like the walls? No.
Did I lick the walls?
Yeah.
I said no. I didn't lick the walls because I thought like there's bound to be some sort of STD on this. You know what I mean? If you think about it, there's bound to be some.
It's all part of the stag.
That's all. Yeah,
it's part of the stag.
And if there isn't, we'll put it there.
Yeah. We got to get custom T-shirts made, right?
We do. Right. What are we putting on it though? We need a pun for Ronan 𝐒𝐿.
Keith Cruises. No.
Keith.
Keith's 𝐒𝐿𝐂𝐈. KK.
Oh yeah. We wear our KKK T-shirts to the lines.
Keith's 𝐒𝐿𝐂𝐈 crew. Yes. Name of the episode, not KKK, but Keith's 𝐒𝐿𝐂𝐈 crew.
I love it. Right.
How many days are we going for as well?
We're going to go for 10.
Jeez.
No, we are. We're going
hard. We bring people back with us, or what's
No. There's a 70% survival rate.
Okay,
we can leave 30
behind.
behind. Bring people you don't like, spendables. Bring people you don't like. You know what I mean on that crew.
Ones you don't mind losing in the mines.
Yeah. Once we leave there, to be, like as we're doing opposite plantation. We're planting it.
Yeah.
What about who would you like to bring along in your stag? Forget your friends out of the comedy lineup. Who do you think, out of all of the people that we know personally, as well as your ma, or as well, not your ma, as well as your dad and your not your stepdad, that'd be weird, your dad-in-law, who out of the comedy scene are you bringing with us?
Shout. 10 comedians.
Aye.
Trying to think of ones you like.
Just trying to think who would bring a lot to the table.
Who do you think's got?
Again, you could be here for a long time.
Who do you think's got like the biggest secrets? I think that'd be fun.
Oh, it is absolutely David Campbell.
Yeah. David's got some.
I
feel like he would definitely he would go over there and everybody would know him for some reason. Do you know what I mean?
We'd go over there and we'd
not
go,
particularly for maybe not for.
We'd be like, here, all right, let's leave Auschwitz now, and we'd get back to the salt mines, and David wouldn't be there anymore. He's okay, like he's fine, he's safe.
He's texted us.
He's up to no good. Yeah, he's like, here, lad.
Be right back, lads.
He'd be back tonight. You're like, what's he doing?
Nobody wait up for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Go to bed.
He comes back with a shaved head.
Wearing pajamas.
He's got an eye. He's got an eye patch now. You know what I mean. He's just got a single eye patch. And scars. But turns out he's actually the one training the dogs.
I can see that. Yeah.
I would say, right, so two of us, you'd bring Daniel Quinn.
Daniel Quinn would be great.
Daniel Quinn.
Adam Burns, so I can have a wee head of his weed pen.
Yeah. Fair.
Cut that out. The man's credibility.
Then we have bring Talal.
I bring Talal for the crack.
Yeah.
You know, I love Talal.
Yeah. And also, if anybody's going to get arrested, it's Talal, so it's okay. We don't have to worry about any other.
I feel like Franco would have some sort of weird experience over there, like a psychedelic. Not so much even on like any kind of.
I think Franco's type of guy would go to Auschwitz and he'd just go, "That's me done. That's
I
can't do this.
I'm out.
There you go. Gets the first flight home.
Fair enough. Respect that. Fair
you know, he strikes me as that guy because I know he went to Rome recently, and the Vatican changed him. Like
it did. He's been different ever since he came back.
Crazy.
More Catholic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's just like,
yeah.
You know,
I see him bless himself every time he goes on stage. And stuff. It's crazy. You know, like,
I introduced him because me and him are both really into Dune, and I introduced. Have you watched Dune?
No.
Have you watched Dune?
No.
There's Timothée Chalamet's character in it. It's called the Muad'Dib, which is like this like legend and prophetic like Messiah character. Yeah, and I was MC, and I just went, this next guy's the Muad'Dib of comedy. No one in the audience is talking about that. But yeah, so we'll go to the Auschwitz. We'll go to the Auschwitz. We'll go to the Auschwitz. We'll go to salt mines. We'll stick with the K9 experience. I think that's cool.
I think that's a good one.
But it keeps with a K.
But we do it without
the
protection.
pads.
Yeah. Who survives? He who dares wins.
Yeah.
Yes.
Without the protection.
Without the protection. Do it
Raw.
like the boy.
We are interrupting this episode of the podcast to tell you all about our sponsors, Go Barbecue Co. Just today, they made someone a winner. Isn't that class? Fantastic news. By going over to Go Barbecue Lad Raffles and entering one of their raffles. Flipping deals so good I can't speak. For the price of a flat white, depending on where you get it. So absolutely take advantage of those deals. They're awesome. And if you don't want to enter the raffle, that's fine. Head over to their Instagram, Go Barbecue Co. Really get exclusive Instagram only deals on barbecues, heaters, stoves, whatever it is. We're coming into the summertime, although the weather outside today, you wouldn't know it. But go over there, take advantage of them for their fantastic deals, and we'll see you next week with our other ad read. That's what I'm getting at there. Just go back to the episode, man. Going in raw to the K9. Yeah.
But we would do it that way. We keep it interesting. Who do you think would survive the K9 experience if they were getting ripped down by a dog? I have a lot on me. I have a lot of meat, so like I think I would survive longer than.
Do you know
I'm gone.
I think they'd recognize you as like mother dog, and then you end up be, you know, you'd be like
the dog whisperer.
See that guy Daniel.
You'd be you would be, wouldn't you? You'd be like, are you Catholic or Protestant? You would, 100%.
They would all be Catholic dogs as well. You know what I mean? I definitely know that.
What's a good Protestant breed of dog?
Jack Russell.
Bullies.
Jack Russell.
XL bullies.
XL bullies. That's a good like.
Doberman's
you what, mate?
A Doberman's a good Catholic dog, I think.
What one's a Doberman again? Is that big like skinny?
Like the big eerie ones. Like, I think it is. You know, like a Scooby Doo. You know, Scooby Doo's Catholic as well. Just throwing that out there.
What about? I think with Scooby Doo.
No,
rivalry the pun because
welcome to how I make content.
Literally, how do you decide how you make content? Just like whatever.
I just think of
brain rots in your head.
I just think of whatever movie I can think of, and then I think of the antagonist, and then I think of Daniel. You know what I mean? I think of you, and I think how much I wish I could push you down the stairs. And then after that, I think to myself, well, I can't do that on screen because it's too graphic.
That's it, man.
Let's turn them into a Protestant.
I get you.
Genuine question.
Yeah.
Is keeping the air fryer in the cupboard Catholic or Protestant?
That's really new. That's really new.
That's really new. As if he's like, oh, you know what? You're like
so
a
much more
lecturer.
content.
You're like a lecturer being like, you've brought some more knowledge to the table here.
Because I put mine in the cupboard.
It's about intention.
Madness.
What's the reason for it? It's to do with mess.
So if your air fryer is Catholic or Protestant, it's do your mother.
Mess.
Oh, mess. Sorry, I thought you said mez. I was
because typically, hear me out. Historically speaking, here Protestants slightly more clean. No offense to the Catholics, I like it more anyway.
I mean, Bobby Sands ruined that reputation for Catholics. So.
It's true.
Yeah.
Do you think do you know if I'm Catholic or Protestant?
I can feel it off you.
Okay, what do you think?
Your eyes are deceptive.
What do you think?
Your eyes are deceptive. Your eyes are extremely.
Oh, I love this. Do you think I'm a Catholic man or a Protestant?
No,
man?
I know you're a Protestant man. I can feel it.
Do you definitely feel
it's
it?
your aura.
Guess what?
Protestant aura.
Protestant man.
I know.
Yeah.
I can just because I've done it for so long, man. You have to understand. I built a career off.
That's crazy. But you actually
your eyes though. Your mum might have You know what I mean? Catholic ones. I'm in your house right now.
Guess where my air fryer sits?
On the cupboard?
I'm gonna say
on the counter.
Out on the counter.
What about be honest though about the toaster? Where you putting that?
On the counter.
I'm gonna have to look at that later and prove.
That's great. On the counter. I think it's futile to have it in the cupboard because every time you want to get toast, you take it out and just plug it in and everything.
See, we'll have the toaster, and the toaster stays out, but the air fryer gets put away. Yeah.
No, I will say the air fryer is in the utility room, like a wee small side room with like the washing machine and stuff. So it's more like
Protestant. Utility room's very Protestant.
It is. I know myself. The utility room's very Protestant.
Are you telling me I'm surrounded right now? Aaron?
No.
No, but we're not what we're asking. I didn't ask you about religion.
Have a Jaffa.
I'm surrounded by.
See who sway? Yeah. What's sway?
Yeah, this is the 1800s again. You know what I mean?
You're actually not surrounded.
What? I am surrounded.
Catholic.
Yeah.
Oh, you Catholic?
Ronan. I suppose Keith is kind of my granddad was a Protestant, and he divided the family up.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What is in your opinion? From all your research, what is the most Protestant Catholic things, apart from like the obvious ones that are? Yeah.
Let me think about this. The eyes part, I don't fully agree with. You're the main reason why I don't agree.
Okay,
with that.
I'm example of the rule.
Unless there is some horrible backstory that I don't know about your mum and dad or whatever.
No, not yet.
Not yet that you even know.
That's it. Secrets to get uncovered. Talking about this stuff.
Let's see some family photos here.
Yeah,
but I don't know. There isn't much of a difference, but there is definitely like a level of middle class that comes along with certain levels of Protestantism. Because Protestantism breaks up into multiple different levels. Same way sort of Catholicism does. There's middle class Catholics as well. But particularly in the Protestant denomination, there is like you've got like the really hardcore free priests and things like that there, and you can really tell immediately on somebody like that's a free priest right there.
You can't tell free priest because
Protestants can also tell free priests apart as well. You know what I mean?
I can tell free priest apart.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Because again, they just have an aura.
That's it, like, right? It is the aura. It's not. It's hard to explain to people.
Yeah,
it's like it's like like psychics say they can see like the outline of somebody and their color. I can see it. I can just see the.
I think my girlfriend's.
She American? No.
She's from Donegal, but her granny and granda, they're free P.
Right.
And they're not. It's not mad distinction, but you can still. Because I know I'm like I can get that.
Not exactly full because there's just Presbyterian. They're grand.
Yeah. I'm Presbyterian.
And also free priests are grand too. Yeah. But there's like the hardcore, and then you go into the deeper territory.
I love this is your life. I love it. You're like
brethren. Like the ones who
next door, brethren.
Really?
Next door.
Are they really quiet? Every brethren I've ever met.
They don't have a TV.
Really quiet.
People next door don't have a TV.
But are they Mormon?
No, not at all.
No, Mormon, but like
no, because Mormon's mental. Mormon is actually mental. I won't because none of this is an insult. By the way, I love all of the different.
Mormons are mental. Not that. Not insulting you.
Sorry. No. Let me break the tide here. Like Catholic Protestant, all the rest love you all to death. Mormon's mental.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they're the ones I would have a problem with.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, but
because the ones next door, like they wouldn't take sugar off you, like.
Aye,
they wouldn't. As in, like if they had nothing in their house. They wouldn't come and ask. Like there's been times she's come around to the door and rapping the door and about something, whatever it is. And Mum's like, "Do you want to come in?" She's like, "No."
Yeah, I had a friend once who was really, really liberal. You know what I mean? Really loved way back when it was like 2012. But like really, was really into pro rights for people, pro gay rights, whatever, and all the rest. And then I found out they were brethren. I was like, oh, I didn't know much about it back then.
Yeah.
But I was like, that is groundbreaking because usually you're raised from birth in this thing. And literally one day. I remember they were in. We used to hang around uptown. They went to a different school than I did, but they were uptown hanging around one day, and then one day I swear to God I've never seen them again.
What are you saying? They're talking about aliens?
I don't know, But one day, no, it was just one person. And if you're listening to this right now, you know who you are. Like I never saw them again. Like they moved away. There was no warning. There was no I'm going to go away tomorrow.
You're the biggest tinfoil hat guy I know. I've just realised this. I just realised about 2 seconds ago, John Devlin's mental. Like I just realised, John Devlin's actually mental.
I'm being for real though.
Yeah.
My good friend gone. You know what I mean? Like just.
What about the way people say?
Now I find them on Facebook later on, and they were grand. But how to say H/H? That is true. That's 100%. That's 98% true.
H. not like H.
I would go H.
You'd say H.
H?
I'd say H.
That's mad.
It's true that one is
H.
actually 100%. That'd be the one determiner factor of it.
Because sometimes
And
when I'm
then-
working in the cinema, I have to tell people, oh, you're row H. And I'm like, I can see it. People go, okay. And they kind of look a wee bit and they're like,
Yeah.
they're making that decision. I'm going, this all
Aye.
stems back from John Devlin. He's
And
doing
then
it.
I'm bringing it back.
Who was the first person to notice that?
What do you mean? The
The
H
H
thing?
thing?
Do
Do you know
it
what I
probably
mean?
comes all the way back from like, you know, like just the plantation and.
Could you imagine some of the plantations, someone says H and they're like, why are you saying like that?
Why
Do you know, like the bigger things to worry about. They're like, why are you saying like that?
What if that started it? You know, that's the start of it. One person just literally came in and was like, "Here, you're saying that wrong."
Yeah,
I'm gonna
by the
kill you
way,
now."
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you could trace the troubles back to one
just
guy
in
was
one
like
letter.
H. But to get back to the marriage,
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
You're
How are you
tell-
feeling about it?
I'm looking forward to it. Like,
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
it's been a long, it's been a long time, and like not a long time as well. Like, got engaged like 2 years ago, and it's one of them things you realize that like people really rip the arse when it comes out, you know, for charging for weddings. Like,
part of
there's,
you tell me about it on Tuesday. Like, it's just it's
yeah,
madness.
it's crazy
It's
money.
crazy,
It's
man.
madness. Like,
Because you're the furthest on from us. You know, I've been with my partner for 10 years or whatever. I've been with my partner since you've been 10.
Yeah,
Think
what?
about that. Yeah.
20. So yeah, you've been with your partners.
Oh, same. Yeah.
What?
Are we the same person?
Wait, are you two the same age?
We had this weird. Oh, you're 30 as well.
30 in January.
30. Sorry. Yeah, roughly.
Are you 30?
Yeah.
What the frick? I'm so old. That's mad. I had no idea who that is. You're 30 years
yeah,
old.
man, I'm
You
30.
look good, man. I take back what I said earlier. You look good for 30. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
That's
it just
mad.
don't work. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're just like a 24-year-old guy that had like a really rough paper round. That's mad.
Yeah, no,
30.
that's crazy. Yeah, that's me.
That's mad.
What'd you do for your 30th?
What the hell? I went to America.
Sat in this room editing.
I literally. Just created stereotypes. Yeah, no, I was in America for mine.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah,
is
yeah,
that
very
you?
good.
So for you in New York, what was that like? Actually, I forgot. To ask.
Busy, weird
Did a
place.
few gigs.
I did. Yeah, I did. I got one good one out of it.
I made you do 50.
Every day of the week, every 3 times a day. No, I did one in Toronto.
50
I
gigs.
imagine.
Hey man, I think there's one good one. Isn't there?
That's the ratio.
I'm really
But
I'm nothing this TV. No,
you're shaking everything.
Don't worry
as well.
about it, don't worry about
I feel like I'm in like Osaka, Japan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was trying to think of a joke.
Me too. That's what we were all trying to do, really.
That's it, man. That's grim. Like,
American audiences are really weird.
yeah.
I was in a room full of really Hispanic people. Not a racist thing at all. They just were.
Love them all.
I know. Yeah. Love them all.
Alright.
I'd say each.
Each. No, I couldn't even do that.
No.
Each.
Yeah.
That's Italian, but whatever.
Each.
Hey,
Yeah.
So, but they were weird because I tried not to write any hack humor, but I write a wee bit in it. You know, I'm from Northern or whatever, blah blah blah. They loved that shit, loved it. But then immediately, as soon as I went into the normal stuff, it didn't die, but it was like really quiet, really pav. You know what I mean? Really like, really paved out.
I opened the PAV 2 weeks ago, and
Aye.
it was just, I think I was talking to you about it. I was doing it,
Yeah.
and it was just like every joke I told wasn't landing. But then the way I was trying to like be like, oh, that wasn't funny or save it, was getting loads, and I was
Yeah.
like, guys.
Come on,
There's nothing I'm saying
Give me
funny.
one.
Because I was talking to Ronan Linsky was there,
Aye.
and I was like, I just keep finding this trap of like going back to material that I know works instead of like writing new stuff.
yeah.
And he was like, I did a gig the other week and did material from 7 years
Fair
ago
play.
Wow.
because
Fair
I was like, and then it did really well. And he was like, I was driving home being like, have I not written anything better than that? 7
yeah.
years.
Luke said that to me once as well. I was like, when should you how long should you leave before you post? You know, clips of things. Just never. You reuse it every time. You know what I mean?
My
Keep
plan
going.
was to do Limelight here in June, and then just put the full set out on YouTube. That's like a wee minute, not a special. Just a wee minute.
I get
Like,
it,
here's
yeah,
my
yeah.
set from like this gig.
How long are you each doing, by the way, for that?
15, I think.
15 each.
So I was just gonna be like, boom, there you go. It's 15
play.
minutes of
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and then kind of make myself retire that material because
Yeah.
it's like,
I know what you mean.
and just be like, no, that's
I've
on
been talking
YouTube.
about-
People can see that.
I've been
Like,
talking about my third testicle now for like a year. I'm ready to drop that shit. Go on.
Just, I know. Get it out there and then just have it and then bury it and that's it done. Yeah. And you're like, right. And I force myself to write new stuff. Because the minute I'm doing like, you just end up doing like, maybe I'm doing 1 or 2 new things, but then a lot of it's coming back to like stuff I've already done.
Have you tried writing a brand new 5 and just dying on your hole on it?
No.
Because I find it. But I find it beneficial. Like
probably is, yeah.
I did it with that new bit. I was doing like the DOE bit, and like it works. Do you know what I mean? Like it kind of forces you to know, like, I need to write, like, it needs, some of this needs to work, so at least some of it has to be good. Do you know what I mean? So it is beneficial, but I know what you mean. It is sort of, at least you know you're getting laughs. What's the point in doing it if you know you're not?
When you do write a new bit and you get up and say it, and because I've done it recently, because I've fairly been very reliant on the same stuff, but then recently I just went, all right, I'll just go up and try an entirely new bit, and when it lands, it's like the best feeling. Like, it's so good, but
like,
it's just.
But when it died, I did a joke. I did a joke 3 times and then went, I'm retiring this because it sucks.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you now, it's the worst thing ever. It's so stupid. I think I told you about it.
Go ahead.
It was about like my mates are really bad for catcalling. We were walking down the other street, and we were walking down the street the other day, and these group of girls walked past, and I said, mate, do not say anything. And he went, I have to, mate. They're so gorgeous. And as they're walking past, he went, meow. And I was like, it's so stupid. And it worked once. And then
I've seen you die.
I did, it worked once at Madden's, and then I did 2 more gigs. I didn't get anything, and I went, do you know what? I'm actually, that first Madden's was a fluke. Like,
it was the line. There was one you did one, and straight afterward, you were like, that comment deserved. And like the entire place was like, yeah.
Part of me is like, is that then the joke? The joke is so bad that like you almost write that bit into it, but probably not. Probably won't laugh anyway. But
I loved it. I love you. You know what I mean? So
I know. You're 30. I'm 20.
I'm like a fatherly son way. You know what I mean? Never know. But
I love you too.
Thank you.
I love you both. You know,
look at all us being super
gay.
Super gay together. It's good. You know what I mean? It's good. No, it's good. We should be this way more often. Men should be this way more often.
Would you ever start a podcast?
I just don't know who would listen to it, but
here I'm still trying to figure out.
Figuring that out. We're gonna work it out together.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hell of a commitment. Like, you have to keep it going every other week and probably pump it out. Like, so fair play.
It is. It's just, well, that's what we're doing with the solo episodes at the minute. Is like, having guests on's great, and it's great to chat to people, but it's also a pain every week to be like sorting times and really trying to make sure it all works.
Have you thought about getting? I know you had the place and thing, but have you thought about getting a new studio?
If I had the money to, yeah, but I don't. So it's just like, it's one of those ones where like it would be great to get one, but this is grand at the minute and it's working, and then guests come, because it used to be upstairs in my bedroom.
Aye.
So it would be like, it's like we had Sean Haggerty on the week. It'd be like, here, lad, come on upstairs here. Come on here. So I always wanted to get Olivia Neal on. Yeah. And I was like, you just couldn't. You couldn't even. You just couldn't even ask, like, to be like, here, do you want to come on up? Do you know what I mean?
Where did you do it before that?
Before that, it was so, like, that's a great question. All over the place. So it used to be in the kitchen, like, when it very started. And then, in fact, the first episode was in Aaron's house, like, in your bedroom, just, like, speaking into, like, a laptop. That was in, like, 2019. That sounded awful. And then moved upstairs and then changed it about, and then had like a really solid set up the stairs of like pictures of everything. It was really cool, but no, you could never really get guests in it that weren't like close mates around the same age, because then it was really weird. And then we went in Queen's Radio for a while.
It was good though.
It was decent, and then it was more like, it just felt very, what's the word, like corporate, if that makes sense. Because it's, you're like kind of in a box of like, everybody has to, it's a shared space. And then this is kind of like,
it's a bit more relaxed.
We've got this that we need to put up at some stage. The father got me after Christmas.
Handsome ladies.
So we need to put that up at some stage, and need to have a few other ones I need to print out and put up. But it's kind of make it a bit more like, look at all these gigs. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think everybody should have one. I mean, there's 200,000 episodes a week going out, so I don't know if you'd run one.
Dolecast.
A lot of competition, like, but
me and you started a podcast together. What do you think?
Should we?
Me and you.
Yeah.
We should
all do a podcast and call it 𝐒𝐿𝐂𝐋𝐒.
KKK podcast.
Hello, welcome back to the KKK. Guys, we start taking off our hoods every week.
Yeah, that's how you put it. Just
all our stings. Yeah.
The 𝐒𝐒𝐋𝐒 podcast, guys.
You know what? Something to think about. Yeah, write it down. You know, absolutely. But I fear getting married for the money because from the
you fear the divorce, mate.
Afraid of how long all that. I heard Mark McCartney on a podcast this week talking about the amount of people that you're forking out money for another wedding present, and he's I can tell you right now, they'll be divorced in 2 years.
You may be getting it too. I'm getting the first runs of people getting divorced.
Oh, right. Yet? No, not yet. Hopefully I'm not one of them.
Give it time.
Hey man, this has come to you soon enough.
It happens. It starts around 27 when you once you got married at 21.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and then they all end up just being I hate you.
Yeah.
I literally hate you.
Yeah.
But it's weird. It's weird seeing what it does to people.
Yeah.
Do you know, some people are freed by it. Some people literally have the greatest life of their life afterward.
Yeah.
And some people are you're finding them in the bookies at 26.
Yeah, and you're I don't even want to go home.
I need to make money that doesn't show up on the bank statement. Do you know what I mean?
I phoned 101 last night on the way home from work.
Why?
Yeah, I was all good. I was coming out of work and I got onto the road near the train station and there was a guy off his face walking on the road, on the lanes as if he was a car, and he's walking towards me and I had to slam the brakes and beeped and he just went like this, as in sorry lad. And I phoned 101 because there was other cars slamming and stuff. I was like, it's the dead of night, so this guy's gonna get sent proper Bangladeshi and recorded on a camera. You see on Twitter where someone getting absolutely clean. I was like, that's gonna happen in front of me here.
Yeah. You should record it, but it's good.
Should I? Yeah. Clips. Think about this. This is why you've 90,000 followers.
John, see my other account.
Yeah, it's all
vicious gargoyles.
Best deaths. Yeah. I end up getting I get stuck on X or whatever it is, watching those videos.
Here, it's so bad.
But you can't look away. It's
no, I know.
This is mad. You ever seen the ones people electrocute themselves on train tracks, and you're this is mental.
Right, I'm gonna say it though, and I'm gonna probably get cancelled for this, but some of it is funny. Do you know what I mean?
You can tell from the pin drop silence in the room there that was a big statement.
It's the all die on.
Tell someone you're watching all die on.
No, maybe not so much. It's just I don't know.
Some of it's
I watched one recently where a wall fell on a lady. It was. It's not the death massive. The death's not the bit that I find funny. It's just the comical nature of a giant wall falling on somebody. You know what I mean? When in life does that
raise the wall up and they'd be stuck to the wall like a paint job?
When in life does that actually happen? It's mad. You know what I mean?
The videos are mental. I saw one of a guy getting crushed in a lift or under a lift.
Oh
yeah. He tried getting in and it's. This is taking a turn.
I know. I see ones. What was the one I saw? There's always ones people just slipping on doing parkour on buildings and just slip, and it's
that's scary though. There's one, don't get me wrong. There's one someone oh shit. That's the worst thing I've ever watched. I watched one that was I have a friend. I'm only joking. It's me. No, I have a friend who would send me stuff like that that's really, really bad. And he sent me one. It was the worst one I've ever watched, genuinely. And it got to the point where I actually felt sick watching it. But it was a dude who got sucked inside of a turbine. He put his hand in first, and then he fully got turned into goo. He went. It was mad. It was running the
That's mad.
But it was the craziest. It's crazy, and it's good whenever not it goes good. But when you go and be here, I need to show somebody else this. And you go to watch it, and then it's the video's no longer available. You know what I mean? It was one of them specials. That you only seen once.
Because it's literally it's just my Twitter is look at this woman who was driving Bangladesh, and then just a flipping lorry came and just destroyed her whole family. It's crazy.
It's sad, but in the moment though,
clearly not.
He loves it. Reposts on TikTok.
Do
you know what? If it gets good views, something to think about.
That's that brain rot mentality.
It's something.
I get it.
Dream gigs in Belfast.
Dream gigs.
Yeah.
I want to do not in Belfast per se, but I really want. I'm hopefully doing it at the end of the year or in the middle of the year. I really want to do home, so I want to do the Terrace Loft, James and.
Nice. Yeah, I'm doing that in May. Yeah.
Are you unreal? Right, I'll have to come down.
Sorry, I sound like I was being I'm doing it in May. That's not what I meant.
I'm doing it in July, I think. So
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it, man. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
class.
good. You'll love it. It's genuinely. And have you
Looks
been?
class. No, but it looks class.
It's one of them rooms that, like, because Marfell doesn't get a whole lot of.
There's loads in.
It's always felt like 180 people, and that you can do bad in there, and you'll still do great. Do you know what I mean? Not that you will, because you're great or whatever. You know what I mean? Do the meow bit, I dare you. Please do.
Yeah, I actually will.
Please do it for me. I'll be there. Like,
Would the Magrafeltians appreciate
I'll
that?
I'll actually laugh. But you could
Just hear you from the bank. You wee stupid Catholic laugh.
Fair enough.
Hi, why put your toaster in the bath, mate? Never mind the cupboard.
Alright.
So should Catholics put it in the cupboard?
You should put it in the bath.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Actually, well, yeah. Did Catholics put it in the cupboard or they put it in the counter?
Protestants in the cupboard.
Protestants put it in the cupboard. Catholics put it in the
No,
cupboard.
that's madness. Yeah.
I don't think this is a real thing. I don't know.
Don't ruin the.
Sorry, don't ruin his entire.
For 3 years. You know?
This man's built a career off it.
Yeah,
Literally.
exactly.
Literally ever brought back.
Not to get personal. Do you make much off your TikTok videos? That's all right.
Still doing the Dolecast, you know what I mean?
I was thinking of rebranding the podcast, right? To Houston We Have a Podcast.
Okay.
Long. NASA have it. No way. NASA do a podcast called Houston We Have a
Could you
Podcast.
change your last name to something more interesting?
That's maybe possibly. What other? What?
Devlin.
Yeah. Daniel Devlin. Steve's name?
That's very Catholic though.
Is it?
Oh, like hard.
No, we won't.
There's
We won't want
definitely
that.
a Provo leader, or like a like an old. There's a song there about him being in a prison cell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Devlin in a prison cell. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
Daniel Devlin. He's back with a new pod. You know.
Where'd you get the name the Dolecast?
So
that's that. You made that when you were 14, didn't you?
yeah, so we did a cooking show called Cooking on the Dole, which was just me in my kitchen and recording.
That's a great concept. Why'd you leave that?
Because you just got the stage where people were like, okay, we've seen this. It might come back. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Might come back.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
Soupy's doing great with that stuff.
Soupy is. Well, that's the thing. I was going to bring it back, and then Soupy started too many cooks, and I was like, I don't want to step on toes. But potentially might come back because we were there first. Yeah, so did Cooking on the Dole, and then I was like, this is a cool brand of like, you know, that likes like general banter that was like, oh, it's not that banter only exists in Northern Ireland, but like, he hear it a lot, and I'm like, okay, he's coined that, and I was like coining like something that's like Northern Irish dialect of like Dole, and then a few people, like for example, I was at a networking event during the week and met quite a famous radio presenter from here.
Right.
And I was talking to him about the podcast, and he said, well, and we were talking for 10 minutes. He said, you haven't told me the name of your podcast yet. And I was like, oh, it's called the Dolecast. And he was like, right, okay. And he wasn't bad, wasn't good. It was just like,
it doesn't have a bad aura. When I first heard about you, I wasn't like, oh, they must be, you know, scumbags or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, that's a good name.
who are we, the podcast? Sorry.
The non-work podcast.
Here, do you know what's mad? He walked past me in work the other day, and I hit the burners like, not really. No, not really. Till after.
Starting it now.
Yeah. Starting now. I was gonna say I'd love to come on. I wouldn't do it.
I don't think I thought about it.
Did they ask you?
No, I just thought about it.
Just started turning up. Right, lads, get those mics out.
I'm busy doing Dolecast, guys. All right, think don't worry about it.
So then we were like, oh, we'll start a podcast, and then we're like, we can keep Dole. Yeah, Dolecast. It kind of rolls off a ton, Dolecast. Whereas Houston We Have a Podcast very long, so it's kind of like
Does it have a cool acronym though?
Houston HW. Hawap. Yeah. Grab a bucket and a Hawap. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's something to think about. I kind of do want to rebrand, but maybe that's just me. Like, I don't know. Dolecast is cool though, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, you've committed to the merch, like.
Well, that's it. So we're doing a logo. We are definitely doing a logo rebrand after the live podcast. Like the new one's done, but I'm like, I just got those pillows, so we'll keep the pillows. Like the pillows will unfortunately just have the old logo on it, but the TV and all the stuff will be up to.
Didn't you go to Conswater this week before?
Oh, Conswater closed.
Yeah,
crazy. Guy in work last night was doing work for a like creative writing class in Conswater.
Yeah,
and they owed him money for an invoice because he got like for like travel and like his lunch. They're like, we'll reimburse you. And then Conswater was shutting, so he rang them and was like, I still haven't got that money. Like that was a couple months ago, and they're like, yeah, sorry, we've just had other priorities, like selling every item that we have in this unit. Yeah. And then he went back to get the money because they were like, here, we've been just selling stuff on like Gumtree and like car boot sales. Like we've petty cash if you just want to come and collect it, and we'll give you like 45 quid or whatever it was in person. I was yeah, that's fine. And he went down and he walked through like the opening, and he was like, was there not a door? And they went, yeah, we sold the door. Sold the door of the unit to it's just, yeah. So I'm never near *𝐒𝐿𝐿. So
I remember I did door-to-door sales, and there was one.
Oh, you both did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
In that area, and we had to do, and I remember this moment scarred me for the rest of my life. There's a lot of dark stories from that place, but like the *𝐒𝐿𝐿 incident was probably one of the worst ones I've ever had.
That's like you killed someone.
Well, no, I didn't do that, and I had to go. I remember the idea was that you had to go to the that was your meeting place. You know what I mean? So you had to go there. We went there. I had to go to the toilet, and when I went into the toilet, there was this one guy. Now, there's gonna be something a wee bit off about him, right? He was wearing dungarees,
Right. Okay.
dungarees, like up the top, like kind of like farmerish or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
And I went up, and all the toilet, I was dying for a piss. So, like sometimes you want to leave a space between the urinals, the unwritten rule. Yeah. I couldn't, and I had to go up, and then he came up behind me and used the other side of it, and I was like, right, okay, that's fine. Dude just unbuckled the whole thing, pulled down straight to his ass. I was like, what the?
Was he wearing pants?
No, just straight down. I was like, and he stood there, and he, did his business or whatever, and then at one point, if you're me, right, you're just having at one point he stops pissing. He just gets up, where
is this?
This is *𝐒𝐿𝐿. The urinals and *𝐒𝐿𝐿.
Right.
He shakes himself off or whatever. He just looks. He looks around to me, fully down to the dungarees and think, someday for it, mate, isn't it? Someday for it.
Get the dungarees.
Full wang out, just sitting. Someday for it, mate. Weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. That scarred me mentally.
What did you sell?
Nothing. What do you think? I said nothing. I just
left. Sell? Like, what did you
sell? Air trustee. Sorry. I thought you meant, like, what did I say? It was like,
what did you say? You right, mate?
Good stuff.
What did you sell?
So it was tickets for a raffle for cancer research.
I was going to make a joke, but that's
good thing you stopped.
I mean, it was a complete pyramid scheme.
Here. Didn't you? I remember you telling me when you started, like, you were selling raffle tickets for something.
Yeah.
Was it that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was for
prizes.
So you basically had to. It was a really weird setup. You had to, as you know, you had to learn like a spiel, like a speech.
Can you do yours really up top? Let's see if we can remember.
Oh.
I'll try.
I'll not. You've knocked my door here.
All right. Okay. We're gonna both pitch seal Daniel. Right. So you're just.
Are you taking turns, or am I going to open the door? You're both just gonna start.
Aaron, give us a product that we're selling. Okay. Right. Okay. Do you want to go first? I'll go first.
I'll go first.
All right, great. So knock the door.
Alright, man, how's things? I'll go Craig here. Wait. So, alright, mate, how's the form?
All good, mate. Do you want some shampoo?
No, sorry, mate. I'm joking. Oh, well. So, yeah, open the door, yeah. Shampoo?
Aye, anti-dandruff shampoo.
I've got Head and Shoulders in the house.
Nah, mate, it's not doing the job.
Okay. What's so good about your anti-dandruff shampoo?
Never mind, mate. Here, it's a numbers game. It's a number game, boy.
Boom, shut the door. Yeah, sorry, you're done.
No, that was weak.
That was good. That's why I didn't last on it.
What's happening, mate? How you getting on?
You're outside the door. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh, sorry.
You're talking.
Alright, hello. Mate, what's happening? How you getting on? You well?
Do you do videos on TikTok?
Yeah, don't worry about that for now. I'm actually here. I was talking to yourself and your neighbours today. I've heard there's been a bit of we've had a bit of a crisis in the neighbourhood. Do you hear about Sandra down the street?
What, Xander down the street?
No, Sandra.
Oh, Sandra?
Yeah.
What happened to her?
I was just talking to her there. She was sending her dog down, so it's mental. Anyway, I'm in the immediate area to talk to yourself and your neighbours about some products that we have coming up. I work for a very prestigious company.
Who?
Dolecast.
Okay.
Dolecast, the head, and they were the main competitor at the minute for Head and Shoulders. Do you use Head and Shoulders, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you like using Head and Shoulders?
Yeah, I have shares in the company.
You have shares in the excellent. Would you find it being a wee bit more expensive than what you're typically used to?
Yeah, but you pay for quality.
Okay, what if I could offer you the same quality, exact the same feel, exact the same look? You have a wonderful set of hair on your head, unless it's fake, Unless you have 100% of hair on your head there. It looks like you take care of it really well. Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect, right? Basically, what we're offering you today is, because you Head and Shoulders, basically what we're offering you is something that's even better than Head and Shoulders. It offers you 3 times the lasting soft touch of your hair. You know what I mean? You can use the beautiful thing. It's unisex. You can use it. The girlfriend can use it. You know what I mean? And what's it called? It's called the Doleights. Thinking like delights, but Dole spelled with Dole. Because it's cheap. How much? £1.20 a bottle. Same size bottle as Head and Shoulders as well. Now, listen, if everything else could stay exactly the same with your Sharon, situations, all the only thing that changed on the bottle was a better quality product and for cheaper, surely you'd see the sense in switching over.
I'll take 15.
That's not right.
I've sold my shares on Head and Shoulders. Hey, I'm
a good salesman.
Do you know what? I wasn't a bad job. You gave up after 30 seconds.
Just know when you're not going to make it.
Hey man, why is it better than Head and Shoulders? It's actually not. Sorry. Boys, thank you very much for both coming on the podcast.
Brother, it
has been
an
excellent.
Pleasure.
You're doing best of 3 after this.
I am indeed. Yes.
Are you heading out? Are you?
Yeah, heading out.
Class. What gigs you got coming up?
Nothing. Quit.
You quit? Yeah. Oh, you're MC Craig Gong?
I'm MC Craig the Gong on when's it out?
Oh, it's be Craig gonna be well done by the time this is coming.
The 5th of April, the 𝐒𝐿 experience is going to be good fun live in the Nerve Centre. I never do shoutouts, and I actually have 3 things this time. Every time somebody comes on a podcast, they're like, "Do it," and I'm like,
plug yourself.
I literally don't have anything. So
do keep it short. What about you? You have anything? Your wedding?
Yeah,
tickets.
We're all coming. Yes.
After I need to get the speech
Come on, let's MC your wedding.
You're MCing?
No, can we MC your wedding? You're an MC sorted.
So Cara's brother's doing it. I know.
Probably gonna be trash. Let us do it.
You went as if like there was ever a chance. He was like, "Yeah, man, MC my wedding."
Imagine it could be though. Me and you do win the wedding. Don't know anybody.
You the whole time. Catholic Cross. Sage.
You being like, meow.
Yeah, me. Oh, guys, my friend's off of the cat call.
Your Wi-Fi.
Hey, right before we go on, I go here. Watch this. Right, guys, my mates are off of the cat call. God deserve. Anything to plug?
No, just the best of 3 this Saturday or today.
Best of 3,
unbelievable. And
20 minutes.
Yeah, no, nothing else coming up. Yeah. So
lethal.
Yeah, STAG takes priority.
That's it, boy.
I am in Audacity Comedy Club tonight.
Oh, class.
And then B Team in June on the 27th of June. So all the ticket links and all will be in the description. So get tickets for that. Thanks very much, Bush, for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Dan, producer. And thanks to 𝐒𝐿_𝐂𝐿 for sponsoring the podcast. We'll see you later. Goodbye.